All right, welcome back to If My People Bible Reading. And just as a reminder, we do this on occasion. This Bible reading is designed to be read from the very beginning of the Bible, where we start in Job, and we go all the way to the end, which ends in Revelation 22. So to start it, you go back to If My People Bible Reading Part 1. It's that simple. So when you're at part um, 13 that we are today, there's 12 other before that. So I hope you're not starting anywhere around here. That this whole design so you can understand the Bible is everything about following Yahweh's instructions. Yahweh never designed the Bible to be in parts and pieces. He wants your entire word read when you get a hold of it. Now, the wisdom that comes from it is in parts and pieces. But your understanding is just like a book. When you read the Father's book, you'll understand everything the Father wrote. Every book on the bookshelf that you buy from a store is never meant to be read in parts and pieces. It was meant to be read from beginning to end. And some people cheat a little bit and go to the end, and I understand that. It sometimes takes away why you bought the book to begin with when you just have someone tell you, and that if you don't care to read a book, you don't have the patience for it, then give it to another person who is of the same faith as you, who has that gift, who has the patience to read the book from beginning to end. It could save your life. We're in chapter 36, and it begins with Elihu again. This is the wise kid that thinks he knows everything, and has this got anything to do with the modern days? Yes, it does, because the Bible will clearly tell you as you read all the way through it that in the last days, the youth, even your own children, will do things that may harm and kill you because they believe that they know more than you, that they don't need age and wisdom and mistakes corrected and repentance and believing in the Father. They just believe in themselves. That they're the center of the universe and that everything is on Google, everything is on chat, and everything that it was needs to be overturned. So, what is Elihu is about to say will astound you because it reminds me and it will remind you of what's going on today. Let's start. Elihu continued, "Bear with me a little longer, and I will show you that there is more to be said in Elohim's behalf." Comment. Oh, obviously, he has direct word from the. I heard a word from the Lord today. Have you ever met a pastor like that? The Lord spoke to me, and he said, he doesn't speak to you. It only speaks to the pastor who wears a collar and robe. And yeah, right. Back to the word. Verse 3, I get my knowledge from afar. I will ascribe justice to my maker. He's given credit to his maker. That's wonderful. Be assured that my words are not false. None of them. One perfect in knowledge is with you. When you hear someone say that, if you hear me say that, run. Uh, One thing that is true about that is no one on earth, no one, and not even the super Hasatan himself, is anything close to the Father. Verse 5, Elohim is mighty, but does not despise men. He is mighty and firm in his purpose. He does not keep the wicked alive, but gives the afflicted their rights. He does not take his eyes off the righteous. He enthrones them with kings and exalts them forever. But if men are bound in chains, held fast by cords of affliction, he tells them that they have done that what they have done, they have sinned arrogantly. He makes them listen to correction and commands them to repent of their evil. If they obey and serve him, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity and their years in contentment. Ooh, prosperity preachers. Oh, don't you love those? They fill stadiums today for 20, 40, 50,000 people all crowded in. Every week you're in happiness and loveliness and God is love and excuse me, but over half the Bible speaks more about Hasatan and evil than it does about Yeshua and love. There is more correction and there's more Torah and there's more instruction and then than love in the Bible. Hmm. Why do the prosperity preachers leave 100% of that out? Are they trying to fool you? And is someone controlling them right now? Fascinating. Verse 11. If they obey and serve him, like I said, they will spend the rest of their days in prosperity and their years in contentment. There's the promise that if you just do right, no bad things will happen to you. You'll be rich and prosperous. Ooh, this kid, Elihu, is trying to get to Job because Job was very rich and very prosperous, and it has nothing to do with what Elihu is saying here. Not even close. Verse 12. But if they do not listen, they will perish by the sword and die without knowledge. The wicked in heart harbor resentment. Even when he fetters them, they do not cry for help. They die in their youth among male prostitutes of the shrines. This male prostitute, the shrine stuff, LGBTQ elemental P stuff, has been going on since Adam and Eve in the garden, since the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, since Eve and Adam and Eve were both beguiled. And it doesn't mean fooled. Think about that, because we're talking throughout the Bible. It keeps bringing up everything about a male and a female, one ecod, not multiple males, not multiple females, not mixing, not playing with animals, not bestiality, not playing with little children who are 4 years old and they have the knowledge to do and have sexual relationships with adults. That's where this LGB elemental Q elemental P stuff comes from. That's the whole purpose of it. It's the whole purpose of, are people ever going to catch on? My answer is no. But the minority will, the remnant will. Verse 15. But those who suffer he delivers in their suffering. He speaks to them in their affliction. He is wooing you from the jaws of distress to a spacious place free from restriction, to the comfort in your table laden with choice food. But now you are laden with the judgment due to the wicked. Judgment and justice have taken hold of you. Be careful that no one entices you by riches. Do not let a large bribe turn you aside. Job never did that. I don't know why this kid's telling him something that he never did. Wow. When someone does that, here's what I'm telling you. When someone starts hitting you with this stuff, going after you about things you know you've never done, and they're telling you, like they're warning you, they're talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves. They're the ones that have the problem with riches and prosperity. It's not you. All right. Let's continue on. Would your wealth or even all your mighty efforts sustain you so you would not be in stress? Do not long for the night to drag people away from their homes. Beware of turning to evil, which you seem to prefer to affliction. That's a good one. Where did that come from? This guy's full of it. Verse 22. Elohim is exalted in his power. Who is a teacher like him? Who has prescribed his ways for him, or said to him, what have you done wrong? Remember to extol his work, which men have praised in song. All mankind has seen it. Men gaze on it from afar. How great is Elohim beyond our understanding. The number of his years is past finding out. He draws up the drops of water, which distill as rain to the streams. The clouds pour down their moisture, and abundant showers fall on all mankind. Who can understand how he spreads out the clouds, how he thunders from his pavilion? Comment. This kid's doing and saying things that are very, very intelligent and very wise. And he's mixing it with total nonsense. Who is the author of that? That's what we're telling you in this If My People Bible series. Who is the author of confusion, derision, adversity, and trying to confound you, beguile you, beguile you? It's a good one. I know the churches stay away from that word because, that never happened to Noah. Noah never got drunk, and someone in the family wasn't his son, it was his grandson that did something deviantly wrong. Uncovering a man and letting the cutties fall off his bed at night is not to condemn an entire race of individuals for the rest of their life and all the generations. Okay? Letting some cutties fall off a bed at night because you're drunk and someone saw someone's rear end. It, it's not it. Beguiled. Noah was drunk. He got drunk. Uh-oh. And he was beguiled, which means complete insult. I used to work in prisons for investigations for years. I know what beguile means. When someone goes into prison and they're weak or unconscious or whatever, look out. That's what beguile is. Straight to the point. This ministry goes straight to the point. Not going to run away from it. This is how the end days are in Sodom and Gomorrah. This is how the last days of Noah were. That's why the father had to destroy every single person that wasn't on that ark. So whether there were 8 individuals on that ark or there were 8 that you hear about and the rest of the beast of the field, the mixed with that of the earth, were down where somewhere below. That would be hundreds or dozens or even 1,000. We don't know. We don't know. We're just telling you to think about what we're saying. And it kind of he understands where the 4 or 5 different races come from, and you understand where the 250 different classes and types of people and cultures all come from. Not just Noah and his 3 sons and their 3 wives. Okay? All right. Where are we at? 11:56. We got a few more minutes here. Verse 29. Who can understand how he spreads out the clouds and how he thunders from his pavilion? See how he scatters his lightning about him, bathing the depths of the sea? This is the way he governs the nations and provides food in abundance. He fills his hands with lightning and commands it to strike its mark. His thunder announces the coming storm. Even the cattle make known its approach. Chapter 37. We'll do a little better here in the next couple of readings, but there's some important points coming out here in the book of Job, even before you get to Genesis, about mankind and how things are going, and all the questions you have at the end of Job. Chapter 37. At this my heart pounds and leaps from its place. Listen to the roar of his voice, to the rumbling that comes from his mouth. He unleashes his lightning beneath the whole heaven and sends it to the ends of the earth. After that comes the sound of his roar. He thunders with his majestic voice. When his voice resounds, he holds nothing back. Elohim's voice thunders in the marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding. He says to the snow, fall on the earth, and to the rain shower, be a mighty downpour, so that all men he has made may know his work. He stops every man from his labor. The animals take cover. They remain in their dens. The tempest comes from out of his chamber, the cold from the driving winds, the breath from Elohim produces ice, and the broad waters become frozen. He loads the clouds with moisture. He scatters his lightning through them. Just a small note here, frozen lakes. Interesting that this was in the supposedly no one knew about anybody in those days up north where everything's frozen lakes. Where did that come from, the book of Job here? Think about these things when the stuff that you're told in church doesn't match what we're talking about right now. It doesn't match at all. You're just reading the word here, and look what is coming out for you. This whole Bible reading series will bring out things that you have never seen, that may have read the Bible 50 times, and for the first time in your life you go, I never saw that. Well, that's what, and the reason we wrote this very If My People Bible. It is for Christians who want to be more than a sheep. They want to be shepherds. And it's for Hebrew roots who want to go back to the truth and not add it in ways of men that have nothing to do with um, the word, and not added in stuff, not Talmud, none of the lies that come from the Orthodox Judaism today, which is pure. They totally denounce Yeshua HaMashiach. And with that, we'll stop there and we'll get back to you.